Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rochelle. It is lovely to have you here. If you're new, I post videos on Tuesday and Friday mornings at 7 AM Australian time. My channel is all about slow intentional living for families, and on Tuesdays I post vlogs, and on Fridays I post videos just like this one. Okay, so today's video is going to be all about how to calm down your hyperactive toddler. So I have a 2.5-year-old son. His name is Max. I'm also a few weeks away from giving birth to my second son. And I've noticed that with Max going to daycare, he just loves it. But when he comes home in the afternoon, he's a little bit hyperactive because he's had so much social contact and he's just a little bit of an extrovert. So he's like really boosted up and a little bit hyper. So I have been experimenting with different little things that I can try to bring him back down a little bit, bring down the energy and just get him ready for the nighttime routine. He is also like that sometimes, like if he didn't have a good nap. Sometimes he's just got lots of extra energy and just needs to wind down a little bit for the nighttime. So for me, what I figured out is that the best way to bring Max back down after a big fun day is to create connection, especially if he's been away from me, like in the scenario of him having been at daycare. If he's been away from us, he really needs to just like reconnect. So the first thing that I do is when I pick him up from daycare, I always check to see, and your daycare may or may not do this, I'm not sure if they all do. So our daycare actually has like a list of the activities that the kids did that day. So I'll make a mental note of like what song they sang and what toys they played with and what if they did painting or if they played in the sand pit and a few little things that happened that day. So when we hop in the car, I turn the radio off, or I make sure there's no other noise in the car, and I use that little 5-minute drive home just to ask Max how was his day. And I just like say, oh, did you sing Old MacDonald Had a Farm today? Or, did you play in the sand? Or did you do any painting today, Max? And showing interest in what he did that day, he's really excited and he's like, yes, Mummy, that's what I did. And, he'll tell me a few extra little things, and it really opens that dialogue. So hopefully in the future, he'll still enjoy telling me about his day as he grows up. But it also just like lets him know that I missed him and that I care what he's done that day. And it does sort of just tend to like reconnect him so that he can energetically slot back into our house, like our home. So the next thing that I do is that I find that even though he's hyper, he's usually really tired. So we pick him up at about 4 o'clock and we usually eat by about 5:30. But I find that on the days that he goes to kindy or daycare, is a Monday and a Thursday, he usually doesn't eat his dinner, but I like to have him to have something. So the first thing that I do is either make him a smoothie, and just a small smoothie, and we'll share it, and we sit in our special sitting spot together, which is on the steps on the front of our house. So we make our smoothie and we go and we sit out there and we watch the cars go past, and sometimes there's a few school kids still walking past at that time of day, and we notice the birds and things like that. And if he's super, super hungry, maybe we'll have dinner early at 5 o'clock. But even if we do that, sometimes you just have to judge on the day, like how your child is. Yeah, so otherwise at night time, so after dinner, after his bath, after everything, just before he's about to go to bed, I will make him a Chucky Milk, which is his kids' nourishing protein, which is by Wellco. It's specifically designed for kids who are fussy eaters or don't eat their veggies very well and all of that stuff. It's just an extra little boost of nutrition, and I mix that with milk. It can either be almond milk or cow's milk or whatever you decide, and I shake that up and then give it to him, and that is something that does just keep him going. It fills his belly, it calms him down a little bit. So I also put either Sleepy Bath Times bubble bath, which has got lavender in it, or just lavender oil in his bath, and that's just another little subtle thing that I can add in that might just help him calm down a little bit. Sometimes they're hyper because they do actually have a lot of energy still left, so we will go into the yard and throw the ball for honey, or run around or something like that. Or I'll say to him, show me how many jumps you can do, or let's have a race. Or sometimes he has to race with daddy because I can't race. The other thing I sometimes do is ask him to show me something, and whether that's something around in the yard, like, or in the house, like, hey, where's your XYZ toy? Let's go find it. So that kind of just if I say to him, all right, let's go and find your XYZ toy, that'll kind of focus him a little bit, and that distracts him from his like hyped up mood and gets him focused on something and gets him doing a job. Because I find when he is focused on something, his energy tends to calm down. And sometimes we also do things like a sort of like a Simon Says game. I don't specifically say, all right, Simon Says, but I do things like show me your nose, or point to your ears, or how many feet do you have, Max? How many feet does daddy have? How many feet does Honey have? And he'll go and count them, because at the moment he's really obsessed with counting, so that really works with us. And it's just, again, about that distraction and connection kind of thing. Or we do yoga together, which is really cute. I can't really get him to concentrate too much for too long doing yoga, but I can get him to do this cute little thing where he just, he gets it from he got this from his cousin Harry at Christmas time. He just puts one leg in the air, so he's got like both his hands and feet on the floor and then one leg in the air. It's really cute. But I can get him to do tree pose or things like that. A few tips specifically for bedtime. One of them is if he's not really willing to go to bed or doesn't want to put his pajamas on or something, I pull out the ultimate hack and I say, do you want to have a turn of the torch tonight? So we have a couple of these little handheld torches that we got them from Cotton On Kids, and they've got like little covers on them with different patterns. And so he will lay in the dark and just like shine that on the roof or make shadows with it, or on the back of his headboard, on his bed, and just it really relaxes him and calms him down. So on the nights when he's extra hyperactive and just needs a little bit of a chance to wind down a little bit more, I'll also just leave a little bit of time in the bedtime routine for an extra book or two. I usually read 3 books, and he'll say, can I have one more? So we end up reading 4 books, but I'll pick maybe a book that night that's a little bit longer that I know is his favorite, and we will read through that book and like note it, like talk about the pictures as we go. And he seems to calm down, partly because the story is engaging him, and I think as well listening to my voice. And you know, I'll make sure the lights are dimmed. I always turn the light off and just have a little torch or a lamp when we're reading. Like if the lamp lights are on, it's a signal to him that it's time to wind down, it's quiet time, it's getting dark, it's getting late, and it's time for bed. Another thing that I've been trying out lately is giving Max a foot massage or a back scratch while he's in bed. But specifically a foot massage seems to really calm him down. He'll just lay there and just really relax. I would love to know what your little tips are for calming down a hyperactive toddler after daycare or winding down for bedtime. Please let me know in the comments if you do have any other tips that you've tried that are that work, that are your little hacks. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got at least one tip takeaway. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I would love to have you join me. Take care. Thank you again for watching, and have an amazing day. Bye.